Nancy had
Are we
surgery.
on?
they
We're
said.
on, okay.
She said Nancy had
Thank you.
knee surgery.
Um,
Marilyn and Nancy are not here.
This is the Dudley Cultural Council meeting. Actually, last meeting of the fiscal year 18.
Cycle number.
44.
Right, cycle 44. Calling the meeting to order at 10:07. We'll start, does everybody have all of the, yeah, I think I passed out the agenda and everything. Minutes of the last meeting. We can either have Joan read them to us, or we can read them and want to read them to ourselves and then.
Oh, like,
Right here.
oh, all this. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Oh, okay. Well, the
She gave
programs-
us two pieces of paper. One was the list of the actual approved grants, and the other
Oh,
one
okay. All right.
was the minutes, the stapled paper. We want to just read them through? Is that all right with everybody?
Sure.
You mean quietly?
Yes.
Okay.
Has everyone read them? Gone through? Any questions, any corrections, additions?
Move to accept the minutes.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and second to accept. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, minutes are accepted from the June meeting. Thank you, Joan. Good job, as usual.
Good job. Nice.
Okay, next on the agenda is the treasurer's report. Nancy was unable to make the meeting today. I do have a copy. I've distributed it. I can read through it probably quickly. The balance at the end of December was $161.30, which included $1.28 interest for November and December. All the 2017 grants were all paid and processed and completed. So then in January, we received our allotment for the cycle 44 fiscal year 2018 of $5,000, which brought the total to $5,161.30. She then listed the grants that have been paid out to date against that $5,000 allotment. I don't think I need to read through all of those. Then on the back, she tells us that the interest gain from January through May equals $17.08. And the current amount in our treasury is $2,675.77. There are 4 outstanding grants yet to be presented for a total of $17.95. Plus money for grant 4415 of $555.
As of what date, do you know?
4 outstanding
6/8.
grants, I think, as
Oh,
of
6/8.
right now.
Well, she did the treasurer's report on 6/8.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute, there's an addendum.
Okay, so
15 was submitted.
we had 2675.77. There are 4 outstanding grants yet to be presented for a total of $17.95.
But at the bottom,
Yes.
the 15 was presented, I guess, and has been paid, or she subtracted it anyway.
Okay, so after she wrote this report, the 555 was submitted. So so it was subtracted from the balance, leaving a balance of 2123. When all of the grants are completed and paid and allowing for additional interest, there should be close to $330 left in the treasury. Are there any? I know that we had somewhere around 151, something like that, in admin funds, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
161,
Yeah.
30.
161 it would have
It would
been.
be 80 if we deduct, oh, she added that 250, yeah. The 250 was added at the one that didn't take place there. 4. All right, so that would leave a balance of 80 for this cycle.
So that doesn't, but we didn't spend anything.
No,
Admin.
Come up with 430. The amounts that each one on the list of grant requests that I prepared has the amounts, so you could see the
Yeah.
amounts of the ones that haven't been paid yet.
plus that interest. Mine is a combination, that's the Did you say which
I
ones
was
are
looking at,
outstanding?
I was coming up to this when I came up.
Oh, I didn't
Bottom
get
of
that
the front
sheet.
page, Nancy reported the ones that haven't been paid yet.
Oh, I didn't even see.
Oh, she said 4, but she didn't say what numbers.
Oh,
Yeah, she does at the bottom.
oh. The current amount, oh, that's not what I heard at all. Yeah, that's not what I heard.
I'm confused.
Okay, we can table this for now.
Yeah.
And talk to Nancy about it. And
What's
Good
the
idea.
question?
we basically, we're not sure about the balance.
Well, you said the 4 outstanding were listed with their numbers, but I'm not seeing it.
No, I'm not either.
I'm not finding it.
At
She
the
says-
bottom of her sheet,
Uh-huh.
The treasurer's report?
yeah,
Oh, these 4 have
she's
not?
got 44.9, 44.6, 44.17, and 44.3.
I mean, this can't be wrong. It's Nancy's report. I know.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure if she was here, it would make
And you
perfect
look
sense,
at,
yeah.
look at
Okay,
my
so-
list to see what they were for, how much they were for, because I indicated that.
Does it say they were not?
It doesn't say, but then all of the others say that they were paid. And then she starts over here with, grant 4415 was held, but the reimbursement form had not yet been turned in.
Okay.
So that one hadn't been paid. But then in the addendum, it was paid, I believe. So then I would assume that these last 4 are the ones that have not yet either been performed and therefore not submitted.
And they come to
Okay.
16.95.
So that totals what, 1695?
Yeah, 495 or 500 or 600 or 100. So that's, should we subtract that from our balance?
Yeah, this is gonna be held in July, this is gonna be held in the fall. I get it now, I got it.
Yeah.
And then September, change to August. This one was paid.
I'm sorry, so you got 1695 and she lists 1795 for the 4 outstanding
Maybe I
grants.
added something wrong. 11, 12. Okay. We got
I agree, yeah.
44.9 is for 495.
Read them out loud.
44.9 is for 495.
Yeah,
44.6 is for 500. 44.17 is for 600. And 44.3 I've got for 100. So 7, 12,
1695.
16.95.
What does she have, 17?
17. You know what, let's
You
table
know,
this
yeah,
and then
let's
we'll
table
talk to
it,
her about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be able to explain
Pick a
it out.
different one, I don't come up with it either.
So,
So it's not accepted.
So we can just
Table,
put,
table the treasurer's
John, that we're gonna table the treasurer's report because of outstanding questions. And we'll follow up with Nancy. Okay, there is one thing that that I'm aware of, and I think she may have addressed it in here. There's one grant
Oh, yeah.
that we approved. On the application, the person did indicate that he had a venue. However, I received a call from him a few months ago telling me that basically he assumed he was going to have a venue.
report.
And it was the American Revolution that's generally presented at the Dudley Middle School.
Is that 44-4 on the back of the treasurer's report?
Yeah, hands-on
Dennis
history.
Cormier?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that says,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And so he had asked if he could use that grant money to do something else, and basically I had to say no. You can't- It was awarded for this particular program.
Right.
If it's not held, the money stays in our treasury, and it's my understanding that we now can add it to next year's allotment. So that we'll have an extra 250 plus whatever we get to award for next year's grants. So that, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later, about the fact that
He assumed we shouldn't have.
Do we need to change our priority?
Yeah, well, but that's what we're gonna work on.
So we're gonna
anyway,
look
yeah.
at that. Okay, so we'll
He
discuss that.
gave us a date, but he hadn't
Yeah,
arranged
He
it.
didn't, yeah, he didn't arrange it.
Yeah,
because
I
the
thought
school
I'd
went
look
to
it
him.
up.
right, no.
I know I had looked it up earlier because he was telling me about it.
Okay, so we're not sure about the outstanding grants, or the, well, we know the outstanding grants, but the admin fund balance, we'll follow up with that.
And,
Okay,
I just thought I'd mention that we had gotten a letter attached to his request from the school saying they would welcome him back.
Oh, yeah, right, but they have to give him a
Except that-
date. They've gotta give him a
I
date.
know.
And
yeah,
say,
but that
okay.
wasn't like a current letter, right?
This is
No,
not the
it
school.
was, April, it was the day of
I think
April
he
13th.
assumed it's because they said they would welcome his program
That
that
he
he's
would.
okay,
Right.
He
yeah.
didn't make arrangements.
Right.
Yeah. If you can't hold it, you don't get the real money. That's the rule.
Okay, so next on the agenda, I just wanted to do a little bit of a recap of 2018. And basically, we're all aware, we received 17 requests last year. We approved 11, we denied 6. 3 of the 6 that we denied were because there was no venue listed. One was not clearly related to arts and sciences. And 2 of them we denied because not enough public benefit compared to other proposals that we received. Okay, we talked a little bit about Mr. Cormier. And also in the, what happened over the past year, 2 things that were a little bit out of the ordinary was, one, our request for input to the Dudley Economic Development Committee. And there were several of us, the subcommittee we formed, we put together what we felt we wanted to submit to them. And I have to say that Mr. Briere, who heads up that committee, was extremely responsive to us. And the biggest thing that we asked for in that was that we felt that we needed more exposure on the website. Because if you remember, to get to the Dudley Cultural Council, you kind of had to do a search, and that was the only way you could actually get to our page. So thanks to Ginny and to Joanne for working with Mr. Briere. And I don't know if anybody's had a chance to look at it, but I pulled it up last night, and it looks wonderful. Right on the main page, under Government, you can go down, we're listed as the Cultural Council. You click on that, you get our listings, you get our information about our members, our contact information. There's links to the Mass Cultural Council for applications, so that people will know, where to go to apply. When you click on the listing, if you click on the actual listing itself, then it opens up and it gives you more information about that particular program, where it's going to be held. In one case I saw there's a telephone number to contact. So excellent job, you guys.
Joan was the driving force.
No.
Joanne was
Thank
the
you, Joan.
driving force.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank
Very
you.
good,
There's
very
a few
good.
more changes I think need to be made, but I was waiting until
Uh-huh.
everything's settled down for this year.
Right,
go
and then
in
you can go in and
Yeah.
adjust. And I believe now he set it up so that you can go in.
We have, the committee has access to only calendar
Okay,
inputting. Everything else is kind of like hard-coded, where there's a couple people who have access to that
Okay.
process.
okay,
So calendar, we can go in and change, do whatever we want with.
okay. That's good, because
Yeah.
if we find out something's canceled, they're not going to be held, or.
And that's, yeah, we
We
do
can-
need to
we
update
can
that.
easily
Again,
change
I
it.
understand, we do need to update,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the other thing that came up during the year that was a little bit unusual is that we had a request from Oxford and Charlton to meet about having a joint, I guess they call it a reception, grant
Oh, with the grant
grant recipient reception. And I think by default I was elected to go to that meeting, so. Just to bring you up to date. What they basically do, or what they've done in the past, is Dudley and Charlton and Oxford have done it together. And they wait until they have this reception to award the actual letters but they don't do it till like January, February. So if somebody has got a program booked in January, it's a little bit late. And the purpose, they invite the entire community so that it's open to the residents, Charlton and Oxford, to attend. And I know it's something that the Mass Cultural Council recommends that we do. And it is exposure. It allows the community to be more aware of programs that are coming up. And the recipients are asked to kind of get up and give a little talk about what it is that they're going to be doing. So it sounded like, you know, perhaps a worthwhile thing.
Have they done it? Are there?
They have done it. It was hard to get some really specific answers. It sounds like that they've done it. They've done it. There's apparently a big room in the library in Charlton, and that's where they've been doing it. And I inquired about, you know, like budget, who pays for this? What do you do? What do you serve? Because, you know, if you're inviting people, you have to have refreshments, and you have to advertise it, and you have to, you know. So I mean, it's work. It's going to take a couple of people, a committee, to get together and work with them to do that. And when I think I'd come back and spoken with, I'm not sure if it was the entire group or several people, it was decided that, anyway, we're not going to do it for this year. But what I asked them to do is invite us to attend this reception when they held it, so that we could kind of get a better feel for what it was, and maybe even get a feel from the recipients of the grants to see, was this helpful to them? Did they like it? Or was this just something else I had to do?
Yeah.
Because they had to attend to get there.
That was my
to
question.
grant.
That
Yes.
was mandatory attendance?
It sounded that way.
In order to, really?
So that they
Wow.
had to.
And what if they
Kind of
didn't come?
harsh.
I'm not sure how.
They would have to write a letter.
Yeah.
Or some
If
kind
you
of
accepted
exception.
it, and then just because they didn't attend,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't know they had been accepted until they attend the reception.
See, I'm not
And-
quite sure. Well, they would
Oh,
send out,
no.
they send out invitations.
Yeah,
So again, there's another cost involved. They send invitations, so I assume that if you've gotten an invitation, that means you've been approved.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of little questions. I couldn't get enough detail.
How many people on each of the councils, committees?
I'm not sure.
Did you get a feel at all?
Not too many, not many more than what we have, I don't believe.
Right.
Was kind of the feel that I got. It was a very informal meeting. I was looking for a lot of detail. And
when did they hold, you said
well,
January, February?
they were supposed to hold it either January or February, but I never
They-
got an invitation, so.
Oh.
When
You
did
weren't
you go to
approved.
that meeting? When did you go, I forget?
It was last November or December.
Oh, so, and then
Yeah.
that didn't happen?
It was like, it was in the fall. It was
So you
after our grant cycle.
All right.
Yes, okay.
Now, which council is?
It was Charlton and Oxford,
Oh, so both of them?
yes.
Okay. I wonder if we should invite them to maybe our October meeting.
We'll talk about it a little bit more.
We'll get more information.
So I responded to them both, to the two people that I met with by email, and, you know, basically
Yeah,
said,
you let us know.
thanks but no thanks, and we'd love to attend, just to kind of get a better feel, perhaps we'd be more interested
But then
in
they
the
didn't
future.
invite you.
But then I haven't heard
And
anything.
we,
I didn't get any response.
yeah, we received your email that you sent.
Okay, yes, I think I copied everybody on that
Yes.
email that I sent them.
But you're talking about winter time,
Right, and that's a
And-
problem too, she said, is that it's a hard in January, February because of weather.
Weather, yeah.
and the other issue I would think is some of these grantees have the same program in several towns.
Correct.
And they'd have to come
Oh, good point, Joe.
over and over.
Well, no,
Well-
they're talking about a combined.
They're talking
one
about a
meeting,
combined,
one
the
reception.
three
for
towns
the three
having
towns.
one
That's right.
reception.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like
sorry.
us joining them.
The,
I kind of like the
Well,
idea, but
that's
I
okay.
think, I
Right,
think we need
because
more
they
details.
saw from our listings that we have a lot of the same
oh, okay.
Yeah.
presenters.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not awake yet.
yes.
I did go to a program at the Charlton Library this
Oh.
past year,
Okay.
and it was a great program. In fact, I've got the ceremony proceedings in here, and it was, the reason I was invited was because the third grade classes in Charlton we're there to thank the Cultural Council for putting on the art show.
Oh,
And they had some of the third graders, which one of them was my granddaughter, that spoke about how much they enjoyed having it and what they did and whatnot. And I'll pass this around after. And some of the presenters were there.
so was
And
this the reception? for the-
I don't believe it was. I
Okay.
think it was mostly for parents and friends of,
Now, who put it on? Who-
it was put on by the Cultural Council.
Oh, it was?
And the art teacher,
Oh,
Cindy
yeah, it
Rawson,
says grant
was
awards
there.
ceremony.
Right.
Oh.
It does, okay. Oh, I didn't read it.
Well,
Okay.
you
What does it
forgot,
say?
it was back in
What does it say?
Okay.
Grant Award, Charlton Cultural Council Annual Grant Award Ceremony,
And when was that held?
February.
February 12th.
Okay.
So they did that in combination with the art show?
No.
Or was it just
No,
for the art show?
they just, in combination, they had the children there, some of the children,
Oh.
to speak about and to thank the Cultural Council
Oh,
and
okay.
to speak about what they did. And Cindy Rawson, the art teacher, was there, and she did a lot of this, and she was very interesting.
They listed all the grants in the end.
Right.
All right, so those people probably were invited to attend.
Right, but there were only a handful of, very few that were there.
Now, did they get up and speak?
They got up and spoke about what they
were
they
going to do?
presented.
Okay.
Yeah. It was interesting, it was very
Okay.
interesting. It's a nice program.
Well, the middle school has an art show, just for your information.
Okay.
In Dudley.
Okay, and the high school has the big one?
High school has a big one, right?
Yeah. That was-
Well, I think it's a nice idea, but I think we need to know a little bit more.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I felt, because I wasn't getting a
Kind
lot
of
of
the
detailed
mechanics of it.
information.
The
So the
mechanical
art
activity.
teacher was involved.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I wonder if she's on the council.
It
I don't
list the
know,
council
but,
members.
Yeah, that's interesting. Should be. Well, that's what I
It's
need.
all about
I need-
Facebook.
We need more.
We need more
facts.
information.
Yeah, we need more.
And the thing is too, is, again, it's work. We need people that are willing to put in extra time.
How does anybody else feel about it? You think it's a good idea or no?
Well, I think it's a good idea if we got somebody who would be gung-ho. We probably individually don't need another task.
Right.
I mean,
Well, with
that's
us,
the
wouldn't
way
it just
I
be
feel
sending out the
now.
letters to the recipients, telling them?
Well, if we did it jointly with them,
Yeah, but we'd only
But-
invite our people, not all of them.
right,
We would just
but
do
see,
the
I
ones
don't
that
know,
we-
I don't know how that would all work. Again, I
Yeah.
was looking for detail.
Yeah, you didn't get it.
I didn't get detail.
I don't think the art teacher was there that night.
You're absolutely right.
Actually, she's from Dudley, and I'm sure, she would do it for us as well.
Yeah,
Separate,
yeah.
whatever.
But I mean, if somebody is willing, I can't take anything else on, but if anybody is willing to look into this a little bit further.
This is nice, and having the middle school there, or what, the third grade there, that's wonderful that
Yeah.
kids,
Mm.
whether they ever remember it or get that much out of it, but somebody's going to, one of them is going to. But maybe if you got in touch with that, we could toss it around.
Yeah,
It's a nice idea, we just don't know who
We
would
just,
do it.
yeah.
yeah, exactly. And we don't know if we would do it jointly, would we do our
Well,
own?
then too,
would
like
we-
you say,
know.
what do you serve? And you just serve like punch and cheese.
Well, they
She
should-
said, she
yeah.
said
Does
the people on the
everybody chip
committee
in?
would bring stuff,
Yeah.
you know,
We could
Oh.
bring
Bake
a
some
cheese
brownies
tray
and-
and,
More work.
Kool-Aid or,
you know, have some coffee from Doc,
Yeah.
instead of Doc coffee.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
bad.
But somebody has to do it.
right,
You know,
exactly.
that's the
Somebody
thing.
has to organize it, and
Somebody's gotta
somebody has to
organize it.
do
You
it.
gotta call Dunkin' Donuts the day before, tell
Yeah,
them, well,
yeah.
a cup of Joe.
What,
a box
can,
of Joe.
can you remember what was there about Oxford?
I
This
don't
is all
remember,
Chapman.
Oxford was not,
So
as
maybe
far as I
Oxford
know, Oxford
didn't,
was not there. It was just
because,
Charlton.
what was it, I asked, they wanted to do it. Oh, it was interesting, because I don't think they've done it with Oxford before. I think Charlton has always done it themselves.
Okay.
And so there was a representative there from Oxford, and there was the representative from Charlton. And I said, okay, so what if we decide that we don't want to do this with you this year? I think this is the first year they were looking to do it joint.
Oh, okay.
I said, would, like, the two of you just do it together? And the Charlton person told me, Jordan, her name was, she said, actually, she said, we really want Dudley.
Yeah,
So
because
it
we're
looks like
kind
they
of
did it.
together.
Yeah.
And I think
towns,
maybe
so
because of
And
the
Charlton
school
probably
system.
did their own.
Maybe
Yeah.
because of the school system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
But
for
I-
us, if we went with them all doing that, okay, already, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just
Well-
have to send a letter out to the
The
recipient.
recipient.
Oh, they don't get but they get,
Well, I think, see,
Well, wait a
what I
minute,
would
that
say is,
isn't
we
it.
would, because you still have to send them a letter.
you send them a letter, you still have to,
You
but
still
wait a minute,
have
they
to.
get their money that night?
No,
No.
I think they
Oh,
maybe
They don't get
get,
the money till the program is held.
yeah,
Oh, okay,
They-
that,
no,
all
no.
right, okay.
no, so
All
I
right,
think
so that's not an obstacle.
maybe they get like a ceremonial type paper, you know.
Yeah. make
But
it
we've
look-
already would have sent the letters, because you have to send the
And then,
letters.
okay, you send the letters and you invite them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would think it's interesting to, I mean, does anyone see merit in this?
Oh, I think there's merit. I
do
think there's
too,
merit to the community.
Because we're always looking for that broader exposure.
Exactly.
Only if we went with them, now we have to have the Dudley people
Go
going
to
to Charlton
Charlton.
in the middle of winter.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, so,
Well,
see,
it doesn't
there's-
have to, it doesn't have to be held in Charlton, does it?
no,
No, I just was looking to not
But if you
reinvent the
look-
wheel and just kind of
Right.
hitch on to the work they do.
but even if we did it with them and had a different venue, but what do we have to offer?
Well, we have our beautiful library, we could.
Well, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, well,
how,
I don't know how many people that
let's
they,
find out how many people show up. How
Yeah.
much do you need for refreshment? Hey, I can
Because
always
what-
bring a
if they're
cookie
the
tray
driving
from
force, they're not
Culpeper's,
gonna
I'm
come
good at
here.
that.
pardon?
If they're the driving force
Yeah,
problem,
they're not
they're
gonna
not
come
gonna
here.
travel.
well, if
Yeah.
we get Oxford involved, though, then it's a matter of a vote.
Then,
You know,
then it'd
you know.
be a joint more, you know,
Yeah.
but they're the driving force.
One of the reasons I like it is if we could, you know, get together more with like Charlton and Oxford, we could have like a huge program. I remember one time I got information about a boys choir from some other country.
Mhm.
And I never followed up, and I don't know why. I kept the flyer for, I don't know, a long time while I was on the cultural council. And my idea was at times to have it up at Nichols College, you know, and have that kind of a program, invite the public, either have a donation box or just free of charge. And that would give us a lot of exposure, you know, something like that, something really big.
Or even, is there an opportunity to do something, a joint grant? It's something, yeah, I
Right,
think
right,
that's
well,
what
that's
we're
what I'm talking about, yeah, a joint grant, if it was like a
Right.
couple of $1,000s, you know, say, I mean, if we could each do
If each
1,000,
town
then you
put
could,
in-
this
That
is a
would be allowed,
$3,000
yeah.
event that we
I don't
could
see why
council.
not.
You know, that was the only, one of the reasons I thought, you know, getting more involved with some of these
Mhm.
other local, you know,
Well,
councils would be.
What
good.
about Webster?
And Webster.
Well, and what, that's my other thought, that at the meeting tonight, that this might be an opportunity to maybe interact with some of our local people, you know?
Does anybody know anybody from the Webster Council?
No, I looked up.
Is that library gonna be
Julie-
done in the town? You could get them to come to Dudley.
Yeah, it was, and, you know, as a matter of fact, I got her name off the website only
I
because,
did too, Julianne.
well, was it Julianne?
I think it's
I
Julie
went
and
that
remember that.
once. And so they get a lot of money.
Anyway, I
And I
told
didn't know
I
anyone.
told the choir director at Bartlett and the band director were not aware of these grants.
Okay.
So I said, call your local cultural, I gave them the information, I says, and I know the choir was going to Tennessee, I said, you could probably get the money for a bus. You know, they were so excited. I know they did, I know Mr. Taraga
Talking
applied,
about Bartlett?
Bartlett.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where I
Yeah.
always am, you know, at Bartlett. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah,
much
yeah,
about
yeah,
Dudley
yeah.
yet. I've got one coming up, I just went to a 6th grade thing, a middle school last night. And he was so excited, he sent in the grant, I haven't seen him to ask him if he got it. But that might be online too. But
It
anyway.
is, but I can't pull it up right now.
Oh, that's
The
okay.
internet isn't that great. Okay, so I guess that's for further discussion.
Yeah. I think
Sure.
So, yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
I
Do you
mean,
know approximately how many grant receivers?
were there a lot of
recipients?
were there a lot of people there?
Well,
Were those the
Second
only
one,
grants
yeah.
they awarded to, ones
No.
on that sheet?
No, Oh, I believe so, yes.
Yeah, there's quite a few there.
Yeah.
It says 2
13
pages.
of them.
Oh, there's
13
Do you know
grants.
how
Yeah.
many there?
Oh, did I miss
There, I
it?
mean, a
There were
couple.
only, well, there's
Maybe
two
4 or
sides.
5.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They weren't all there by any
No,
means.
No, that's
I
why I
guess
said
when
if
you
you have
open
a
it,
one,
it's
two,
pages.
six,
either side.
Right.
I must have
Yeah.
just read one side.
Okay.
Oh, let's see what's,
Like
let me
it's
see
quite
that.
expensive, and that for,
Right.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people there because
13.
the kids with, I
The
think
parents,
because the
okay,
kids
that's
were
what I
there,
just
so
read
all the
that.
parents were
Okay.
there and, you know,
Yeah.
grandparents and
Yeah.
friends and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it was pretty well
Oh,
attended.
that's nice.
And that's kind of neat. We do a lot with the middle school kids, don't we?
Look at
Yeah,
me,
there
look
are
at this.
some-
and
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they always.
We,
Yeah,
this year, I
when you
believe it
look
was
at
that
it,
Plymouth
they
Plantation.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did the marble.
And I bet we could,
And the art show, and so I mean.
we could get some kids in, fill
Oh,
up.
absolutely.
That's one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think we did that.
And there's always gonna be one of them who's ready to talk.
Well, they all had something to say.
Oh,
They all went
really?
to the mic and they all,
Wow,
They
that's
were probably-
amazing.
Scary.
there were probably maybe 15 kids.
And they all got
Yeah, they all got. You couldn't hear most of them, but they all
Yeah,
got up and
that's
spoke.
always the
Oh,
case.
then I'd say, okay, no,
Schools
let's
really-
rehearse this.
Schools seem to be really pushing
They're starting at
public speaking.
preschool.
Good for
The
them.
kids, my granddaughters use PowerPoint and they do projects on a topic and they talk to the
That's
class
great.
with their
That's
PowerPoint.
great.
Yeah.
It's
They start in
amazing.
preschool, actually.
Well, getting back to high school, they
Amazing.
no longer dissect frogs,
Really?
pigs,
Oh, my.
baby pig.
Wow.
Wow.
That's more
Eric said it
information.
was gross.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move along.
Okay. So I guess there's interest, we want to maybe look into it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it possible to invite them to our October meeting, these two people, or at least one of these people, to give us some details?
Let's see,
Because there'd be plenty
who's
of
at the
time if
meeting
they do it
tonight.
in the
Let's
early-
see if we can make a
Okay.
contact
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, oh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
You mentioned Jordan.
What's her name?
Jordan Evans.
That's who I met with.
And who's the arts again?
Andrew,
Who's Jordan, the art teacher?
No, she is the cultural council
Whatever, okay.
yeah.
member.
Oh,
Okay.
You know, some of the introductions there.
All right.
Then I'll have to try.
Art
that.
Is she got a title
Awesome.
there?
No.
No, okay.
All right.
Okay, very good. We'll network tonight and see what we can do.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on, council members and officers for fiscal year 19 rather, cycle 45. Okay, so in looking
Thanks.
through this, we have 3 members that finished their 3-year term in June. I'm very happy to see that, according to Michelle, nobody has resigned. They've all, did you actually get letters? I don't think she sends them out anymore.
Oh, she doesn't?
Because what she said is that you're automatically, you were all reappointed at the selectmen's meeting that was held, this last selectmen's meeting.
So we missed that opportunity.
You missed your opportunity to resign.
So the 3 would be
Something's wrong with this.
Audrey, Joanne, and
System.
Nancy.
And, well, Nancy Roy
It's not
indicated to
real
me
transparent.
that she was not going to renew for a second 3-year term. Now, I assumed that she would have notified Michelle, because last year, I received a letter that basically said you're going to be automatically reappointed unless you don't want to, then call me if you don't want to. But Michelle just said she didn't send out letters this year, that it was just an automatic reappointment.
Hostages.
Well, did she
So-
notify you about not coming today? Because she wouldn't have to come if she's out. If she's done, she wouldn't have to be here
Nancy?
today. Yeah.
Nancy was not available today.
Right.
And
So, I mean,
But
so
she
she's-
did tell me, that as a matter of fact, she handed me
so
over
she's
all her
gonna-
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. But she's not.
She's not.
Oh,
She's
okay.
not going to renew. So Michelle said she would have to call her or write a letter and just resign.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, she has to take a year off. Is that what
No.
she's doing, or she's
No.
just resigning?
This is
altogether?
her first
3
3-year
years.
term. She took a year off 3 years ago.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
So she's just resigning. She says she has too much on her plate.
Mhm.
She's very busy with the tavern. And so, the fact that Nancy is not here means that we now need a treasurer. And so, we are looking for a treasurer.
I'm not good with money.
Right there.
And
She
I-
knows, she and
I
I,
believe-
Nancy and I had a nice chat
I
about
believe
Joanne.
Joanne would be willing.
Oh, she'd be willing?
To
Oh, I
take it on.
nominate Joanne to be treasurer.
Although she did say if somebody else is dying to be treasurer.
Oh, darn.
Gladly
I'll give up,
release.
I'll
It's
sacrifice.
just not,
No,
it's
no,
not just
really,
not my
no.
thing.
You're me. You just the backseat.
And Nancy did indicate to me that she'd be very willing to work
Yeah.
with whoever is going to take it over, because, you know, it
Yeah.
just needs a little bit of help.
Great.
Joanne? Agree?
Okay.
Nice, thank you.
All in favor of electing Joanne?
Aye.
Thank you very
And
much, Joanne.
hallelujah.
We'll see.
Okay, and Audrey and Joanne, thank you very much for continuing on for another 3 years. Now, in looking ahead, Joan Zumphy, you have 1 more year with us. As secretary, and then that's your 6th year.
Right,
So you will have to take a year off,
right.
which means that after next year, we'll be looking for a secretary.
I'd much rather do secretary than this.
Oh,
nominate.
I'm like, what's secretary? I've been secretary.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna do both.
Oh, I don't blame you. 'Cause I wouldn't either. As a matter of fact, if anybody is willing or would love to take over as co-chair with Mary, I would be willing to step back and,
Let's move on.
Well, don't forget,
Let's
we
just
got 2
move
people
on.
that aren't here too, though. We don't have, well, Nancy's out, but Marilyn's not here.
Marilyn indicated to me that she would come back on. She doesn't want to take on a lot of responsibility,
Okay.
but she would be willing to join us as part of the committee, and I was hoping she would attend. And I checked with Michelle, and she hasn't yet requested a reappointment, so I'll call Marilyn and see.
Oh,
So she's still willing to
So
do
she's out
that.
too? Was this her last
This was her 1 year off.
1 year off?
She just finished, yeah.
Oh, so
So,
they, even after your 1 year off, you request?
you
I
have to
forgot
request
how that
reappointment.
Yeah.
We have to request?
You have to
Okay.
request reappointment.
All right.
After the 1 year. Okay, so hopefully we'll get Marilyn back,
We'll
And
deal
if
with
so,
the
that'll
check-
keep us
We'll
at
deal with the
7.
secretary later.
and then we'll,
Problem is,
we've got a year to think about the secretary.
When are you done?
I'm done, I have 2 more years, this year and
And I
1 more
do
year.
too.
We're both the
So
same.
we're
as
tied at the hip here.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we'll see, then maybe if you want to
2020.
take over the secretarial duties, somebody else will take over as a co-chair,
Well, I'd be willing to do that. Be secretary's easy.
okay? And if somebody else is co-chair for that year with me, then I have to take a year off, and that person can continue on.
Oh, that's scary.
It'll be 6 years?
I'm sorry? It'll be 6 years.
Really? Time flies.
Well, in 2 years.
Yeah, in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be co-chair.
Okay.
Treasurer. You're so organized. I'm not.
You chose.
Okay, so we have, we're on to,
Denise,
yes,
how much, what time do you have?
2 years.
Oh, who knows, 2 years.
But it would be nice to have somebody next year if,
It's nice to have
Mary.
somebody move up.
it,
That's like at least 1 year or even 2 years
Right.
behind.
Oh, I
Because
see.
then it does, there's good flow.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? They
right,
know-
rather
they
than just
know what-
step in cold.
Yeah, it's coming in
Yeah.
cold, right.
So, okay.
Because I did it with Marilyn, I think I started with Marilyn.
I did it
was
with
Marilyn
Marilyn.
and Dee Dee, and then I think Dee Dee went off and I went in with Marilyn.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened. We had one person just kind of move.
Right,
not
and I
move
did it
up.
with Marilyn
Yeah.
for 1 or 2 years, I think.
Denise, may I interrupt
Yes.
and change the subject a minute?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to say, go back to 2018, if you don't mind, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I just wanted to thank John tremendously for all his help on that webpage. And I didn't say that because he was the driving force on this, and he was a
He
super
was wonderful.
person that Jenny and I worked with him. That he was
Patient.
a super
Okay.
person.
Yeah.
Do you think perhaps we should send him a note?
I think that
That
would
would
be
be
lovely.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do,
Yeah.
because
Thank
he
you
was
for the
ex-
cultural council.
Yeah, he was
Um,
extremely,
Okay.
extremely, he was the one on this.
Okay.
Are you doing that, Denise?
Whoever would like to do it.
Do you want
a note.
to jointly get together?
You want to do it
and
together?
draft
Okay.
it? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you know
That'd be
how
happy.
to address it?
Meaning how
The
to,
Dudley complex, I mean, the Dudley Town Hall?
we
we
can
would-
figure
Okay.
that out. But
Yeah,
I think
or Michelle can help.
Yeah,
yeah.
take something off.
Okay, that'd be
Yeah.
great if you
Yeah.
guys want to do that. That'd be
Yeah.
great, thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yes, no,
No,
I
get
appreciate
off
that.
track,
that's
but I
very
was
good.
No, you
thinking
wanna
that
get it
we
in the
needed
minutes
to
anyway.
address that.
Right.
Could I just also, what is his title?
I'm sorry, what is what?
John Greer's
His
title?
website.
Title?
Well,
He's chairman of the
Economic development,
Dudley Economic Development
chairman.
Committee.
but
Yeah.
he's had multi-purpose
Yeah.
roles in the town.
He
Okay.
does the whole website, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's the administrator, but I'm not gonna,
Sounded like that.
But-
he's handling it, so he
Right.
has many
But our
hats.
connection was
Yeah,
through
He
the
wasn't-
Dudley.
But
Yeah.
he wasn't the one who sent the, was it like a survey we did or something, or?
Yes, that was,
He wasn't?
he was, it was
Oh,
him
oh.
that we
I
did
wish
the
I had
survey for.
recognized
He's the one that had
his name from
requested us to
before.
do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he wears many hats, and he's
Mm.
very
Yeah.
talented in all
Yeah.
his hats.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we submitted this thinking, oh, I mean, there's so many other issues going on. Is anybody going to pay attention to this? And he was right on it
He
immediately.
was, yeah.
Do we want to look for another member with Nancy gone?
We certainly can because,
We're always looking for.
Well, we-
Well, you don't want to get too big, but, you know.
No, I don't worry about
Yeah.
that.
well, I'm going to follow up with Marilyn.
Oh, okay.
And see,
Yeah.
if she's
Come back.
going to come back. But anybody who has any contacts with
Yeah, she'd be
anybody
good because she's got a lot of experience.
Right.
Going way back.
that would like
Okay.
to invite anybody, feel free, please. They just need to contact Michelle or just send a letter into the Board of Selectmen requesting appointment to the committee.
So that appointment can happen anytime during the year?
I believe it can.
Okay.
I think it can.
But it always ends on June 30th.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we started in May, it would probably go to June.
Yeah, it would go the
30th,
following year.
Plus one
Right.
month year. Oh,
Right, right. It would be officially for
yeah.
that next.
I'm worried about what the date is. We don't have any.
Okay, the other thing we have to talk about,
I have to address something.
our priorities, which are our local guidelines. They're called our priorities. And I know we talked a little bit about it over the year, I think maybe in October when we were looking at some of the applications. And I don't know if we want to do it now at this meeting. Do we want to just throw out some ideas? Do we want to make some decisions? Or do we want to take some time and set up another meeting before the applications go live on September 1st?
I'd like to set up another meeting only because I went through several towns' priorities.
Uh-huh.
Dudley, Southbridge, Worcester. I just kind of jumped around. I think I
Okay.
remember I brought this up, and I
Yep.
had a whole, like 3 pages of a steno pad with ideas that I thought were good, that
Okay.
maybe we should think about. Can't find them. I may have thrown them out. Well, I'm moving my computer from the cellar up to the sun porch and moving further. That's why it backs out for one thing. And you think I was scurrying all over the house last night and today, trying to find those notes. So I would like to do that again.
Okay.
And because some of them were very good, I think there were a couple at least that we should
The
adopt.
email you sent?
Oh, did I?
Address?
Oh, I'm not seeing.
And I was going to say,
emails.
I know
When
that
did I
there
do
were
that?
several
here
emails
we
that
go.
people had sent with some ideas.
okay.
And I tried to
Well,
look
thank you.
for them too. And
Yeah, see, I did go through a lot of towns.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And just the ones that we thought, I wonder if I kept one for myself.
Well, take that.
Oh, thank you, I was gonna say, can I make a copy of
You
this?
can have that.
Okay.
I just wanted that. No, that's okay.
We can, we'll make a note.
Well, it
No,
doesn't
I'm
say,
just-
it doesn't really say
Say.
some of the ideas,
No.
just to name a few of the towns.
Right.
Yeah.
But your, that's your
yeah.
thoughts there.
Yeah, but there were, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so I would like to say, if
Oh,
nobody
this is
minds
from-
another meeting, let us, we have a quorum, I guess.
Because, yeah, I think maybe we want to stop and really think about it, and maybe set up a meeting in July or August so that we can finalize it before the September 1st deadline.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
one of my
It
concerns,
has to be submitted, right?
obviously, is the fact that somebody can say, yes, they have a venue, and they really don't. Does that mean that, we don't want to get too micromanaging, but should we ask them to submit a letter
Well, that-
from the venue?
Well, this was one of the things that I came up with. Some of the towns, when they get the grant, they have to have the venue. They have to name the venue. They have to, when they apply for the grant.
Yes, and we do.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
request that.
we do.
We do,
Yeah.
except that somebody put it down, but they really didn't.
Oh, okay.
And a venue,
Well,
a date, but we hadn't communicated it
Okay.
with the school.
So he said he did, but he really didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it was something else I was thinking of. But one of them I know was
Or
was
he
a
made an
really good
assumption.
idea that I'll go through over these again and I'll do this over.
Let me
So-
ask this question. I know that's been the case, but I'm applying for a grant, and here's what I'm gonna do. And I've already called, for example, the library and set up a date and time, and I haven't gotten any approval yet? Isn't that what you're asking?
Yeah, I
you're
think that's
saying?
what it was. I think it
Yes.
was proof or something that they do have a venue.
No, I
But-
think
but
what you're
how does
saying is,
that
how can
work?
I say to somebody,
Yeah,
I want this date and I want this venue, but I can't guarantee that I'm gonna hold it because I don't know if I'm gonna get the money.
right, isn't that what we asked them to do?
We are. We're asking them to.
So the people who don't get the grant, do they still fulfill the obligation? or-
Sometimes they have funds from somebody else.
Okay,
I know, like, there's an example at the library. If somebody wants to have a program there, she'll book a date for them. And if we don't come through with the money, then there may be other funds available
oh, I see.
that can be used if it's a program, or they might just say, sorry, I'm canceling.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, just
You
to
know.
make sure that I understood that.
Most of these grant, not recipients, but the ones that ask for grants are familiar with the whole.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Although
whole
we
grant.
did
I mean,
have-
we do get new ones. We do
Yeah.
get new people that are not.
Right, and we
don't
did
know
have
the
3
rules.
last year that didn't have a venue, and I remember one of them actually kind of, from the gist of his application, expected us to set up the
Get it.
venue.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that brings me to another point that I wanted to discuss is, how do we better educate the applicants? Now, we didn't realize this until in October when we were actually holding our grant review meeting. Would it make sense for us to look at the grants online if they're available? And I need to talk to somebody at the Mass Council about this. But does it make sense for us to start taking a look at these applications ahead of time to say, okay, let me call Mr. So-and-so up and say, gee, I'm looking at your application and I see that you don't have a venue, so I can tell you right now, we're not going to be able to approve this, but I'm going to give you some time to go get a venue. I mean,
but how much
How do
is
we
it an issue?
educate?
How much is it? It's not that much of an issue,
well,
is
it was
it?
3 times last year. We
Oh,
had
it was,
3.
that's right.
And if you
Yeah.
have it as a priority on your
We do.
requirements,
We
Yeah.
do,
then if they don't read that,
we do.
I mean, that's what they're there for, so they can
Yeah.
see if they do meet all the requirements.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, we're kind of babysitting.
Yeah, I
a
know,
little
and that's
bit.
what I mean, is I don't want to
Yeah.
get to the point where
Yeah.
we're micromanaging
Exactly,
everything.
yeah.
Or the
So
other
when they
thing,
reapply, they'll have a
They'll
venue.
never
Right,
renew, right?
yeah,
That
then-
shouldn't happen a second time.
That's how you
Right.
learn.
They really
maybe
want
when
to do
we
the program.
publicize, we do a little bit more in the, in the press release.
Requirements.
Yeah, because we've got this whole, if we go by this, we've got plenty of room on this thing.
Mhm.
To put list of priorities
Right.
for these pickup flyers, And
Okay,
if it's on the website, you know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be out there.
And actually, the denial letters did fully indicate that the reason that they're being denied is because there was no venue. So that should alert them.
Okay.
And they should be looking at our local priority page. Correct.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so,
So the additional priorities,
so
can we
review
table
current,
that?
this, actually, I passed them out, this is what our
Yeah.
current priorities are.
Yep,
Oh, that's what I was,
Um,
I lost it.
Yeah, it was with the, so we can, it sounds like what we need to do is have a little bit more time to think about it, do a little bit more research about, like what Mary said, was looking at some of the other towns. We don't want to make it so difficult for them that they're not going to apply. But yet, we want it to be successful too.
Somebody's buzzing, is that you? Is that a phone?
I do, but it's not mine. I think it's
Oh,
yours.
yeah, it was,
Oh, it is. I put it on vibrate and I don't usually.
Okay, so we're gonna,
Sorry about that.
so it sounds like we're gonna set another meeting to talk about priorities. And in the meantime, we can all be thinking about it. Do we want to do that now?
Good idea.
We have to have them agreed to and added to our priority list on the website on our, well, we should, no, that,
That, there's a link to go.
the link that goes to this,
Yes.
yeah. We have to have that done by September 1st.
Our website or the update on, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
like this, for the poster exhibit, the library said something, to the grant selection committee, it says, and it gives the date of when he's gonna do the posters, July 2018. So, you know, just,
I'm sorry, which one was that?
well, the posters.
Oh, the one, yes,
Yeah.
yes, and so he
So-
actually had one.
Yeah, so he had a letter saying.
So, and I've
you know,
seen
if-
them,
If they
yeah,
sent an email that they received something.
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, do
I don't know what she's
do people have their calendars with them?
No, but
No.
may I suggest August?
Okay.
Because July is like around the corner.
Yeah, okay, so August,
Stick with, today is Wednesday.
I would say
Can we
early
stick-
August because we need time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we stick with a Wednesday?
How's, August 8th look?
Okay.
I believe I'm away.
I know, but
First
You're away,
weekend.
okay, you're away. How about August 15th?
I think that's okay.
I think I'm back on the 18th. Wait a minute.
When do you leave?
No, I'm back, no.
What about
What-
August
what-
1st?
what's
Yeah.
the-
Wednesday?
Or
First,
August 1st?
August first.
First Sunday in August to the second Sunday
Well,
in
it can't
August.
be if.
Second
if
Sunday in
it's
August is
Wednesday.
the 12th.
Okay, then I'm back.
You're back on the
You don't know?
15th?
I don't know for sure.
Okay.
All right, so the 15th
Audrey,
is good?
15th?
The 15th, no, I'm still, no, the 15th I'm okay with.
You okay, the 15th?
I'm
August
okay.
I'll make it
15th?
okay.
August 15th? Joan, August 15th?
Yeah,
I think I'm.
August 15th at, what works, 10 o'clock,
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fine.
It's fine.
10 a.m.?
Yep.
And it shouldn't take, because we're just
No,
going to
but that's all
specifically
we're
do
gonna-
that.
Just do that,
Right.
yeah, just decide which ones we're gonna add or
Right,
change.
or change or whatever.
and that will be soon enough
Yes,
for me to do the publicity.
right, because Mary and I we just have to go in there and add them.
Get it to the state is the main thing.
No, we
right?
don't have to
Oh,
do
we
it.
don't even
We-
have to
we
do
do it
that.
ourselves.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we just can
I
go
keep
right into the
forgetting, 'cause I'm
website
not used to this whole.
and do it. Yep,
Online thing. It was all done by hand when I did it.
okay. Okay,
I can't believe, I probably threw those pages out, I couldn't believe it.
So that really hurts. I can
After
sympathize
all
with
the
you.
work,
That,
yes.
I'm feeling your
Well,
pain.
you know, the house, everything is discombobulated since I disrupted the cellar. I don't have my printer upstairs yet, which is why I couldn't print out the agenda. So my sun porch is a mess, my cellar's a mess, and that's making the whole house look like a mess, and I can't stand it. I hate clutter. I can live with dust. I hate clutter or when things aren't organized.
Okay,
Julian, do we need to do
In that Monet program, we
website
got a letter.
yeah,
Yes, we did.
yeah, sometimes they
Well,
just
I found
automatically
out
do it
some
because they have to do it for other towns.
Events have
That-
changed their dates,
yeah.
so they
I
need
think
to
we need
update,
to
but I don't know what
require
their dates are, and I can't
A
remember.
verification.
Yeah.
So I have to look and Nancy gave me a
So how
quick
far, and
Oh,
what's
okay.
overview of she found out because of the funding part.
Oh,
That the dates have changed.
well,
Okay,
So
our
there's
next
that, plus,
agenda item is to talk about the banner.
well, let me know if you're just gonna do it, or,
Oh, yeah,
were we gonna keep it behind,
yeah,
yes.
okay, because I'll probably forget everything.
And then you can
John, yeah, let's do that, I'm sorry.
Okay, so,
Oh,
I'm sorry,
I know.
the banner. Thank you, Audrey, for handling that this past year.
Okay, and I have a new holder for the banner
Oh,
because the Boys Club lost the
right,
package.
Oh,
was in, so
excellent.
I'm gonna use
Oh, very
this.
nice.
So that's
Excellent.
what will be in the mailbox.
excellent.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Yes, you may.
oh, nice.
Okay, so it's kept right in our mailbox.
Right.
A slot, okay.
Still handling the.
And
I guess.
good. Audrey's done a good job of coordinating, making sure that it gets to where it's supposed to be. Are you willing to continue doing that
Yes.
for us? Thank you.
That's great.
The Boys Club had wanted it quite a bit before there, so there wasn't anything planned for there between the time they asked for it and the time I delivered it, and they were going to have it, but they were unable to have the program because the lady that was going to do it could not see that day.
Oh,
And when I picked up the banner, he told me that, and he said that she's okay, and they're going to have it another time, but I haven't heard.
So they are
when
going to
that's
reschedule it.
be. Right.
I'm confused, is this the puppeteer?
No, it was the
Yeah.
bullying program.
yes, the bully-
Oh,
the
was it?
bully
Oh, so
program.
that's a
Puppeteer?
She's a
Yeah, it was the-
puppeteer, yeah.
There are puppets
Oh,
in
I
there.
know.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because there was publicity
Yeah.
and the request said it was gonna be in the fall.
Mhm.
And then I started seeing this publicity in several papers that she had done it on June 1st. The Webster Times said, and the June 8th publication showed her as if it were coming up. It was very confusing.
Yeah, it sounds
I saw that
confusing.
too.
Yeah,
It
it was
does
like, I
say
looked at the
after-
date, I said, wow, they're a
after
week
school-
late
school in the
in
fall.
in advertising this, publicizing this.
Hmm.
But she actually hasn't done it yet.
She hasn't done it, and I haven't heard of a date yet. And I'll call there.
Because the application said in the fall.
And if you
September,
get a date,
October.
then you can just let,
I was gonna bring that up, a process, because I accidentally found out the the change to June 1st of that, because I was doing the calendar, and we needed the date, so I called him, and he said, no, it's been scheduled for June 1st. So I immediately thought, oh, well, Audrey should know that, so I emailed Audrey.
Thank you.
But then, no, and it's just, but then I didn't go a step further, because when I was talking to Nancy a week or so ago, she was saying that she didn't know about that change until we were talking to you. I don't know how she found out, and I never thought about Nancy for paying because of the process for the billing. So there's a lot going on of communication that should
So-
take place in a process where,
Yeah.
Right.
because we're all just,
Mhm.
I didn't know.
right. And
And I guess,
most
I guess
important,
there's two other
Yeah.
grants that didn't take place at the time that we thought they
that we
were.
thought they were going to.
So the
Yeah.
calendar's outdated because of that.
Right, and I was just gonna say that probably the priority in all of this is the calendar, now that we have that nice access on the website, so we don't want people thinking, oh,
Yeah.
it's on such and such a date showing up and it's been changed. So maybe we need to think about a process somehow.
How about if the venue place
Mhm.
lets someone specific
Right,
to this committee know?
either the venue or
It-
the performer
You
or
can't
the.
say one or the
yeah.
other, I found out.
Oh,
It
is that
can't be
right?
one or the other.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm just
And you found
wondering.
that out by trying to figure out when to bring it in.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, it should be the presenter, but I
Yeah,
don't know
Then
if,
it's not.
I mean,
but I don't know if that's reliable.
I'm wondering if that has anything to do with the fact that, they know they need a venue, and they kind of maybe get just
A
an
rough.
arbitrary date,
Oh, good point, Mary.
and then we've had, what, 4 that changed? Was it 4? this
There were
week,
several that changed.
you know, and then the one from this date
The
to
date.
that date, you know,
Right.
I don't know how you would,
Something to
Correct
think
that.
about, I mean, the
Right.
process. And even
Right.
for the bill paying too, because it sounds like Nancy's constantly coming here to see if the bill's been sent.
Right.
And that seems
Well,
kind
that
of,
was,
so there's, I think, a complete
what
process
if, well, we
here.
could in the priorities, but we have applicants must have a secured venue, we could put and date.
well, the only
Secured
problem
Date,
with the date, what the heck was it? It was,
I mean, it could be weather.
so, I mean, sometimes, I can't think of it right now, but there
The
was,
venue could change.
I remembered,
the date, too.
yeah, I recalled that at one time it made sense to me that they didn't necessarily have an exact date.
Date. And we can see why it's not, it can't always be the
Right.
exact date.
And but
that's
sometimes they
not
would just
bad.
say in the fall or the spring or,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there might be other things.
Sure.
yeah, and
That are-
that's understandable.
Right.
That
That's
is,
what I'm saying.
But we somehow, once it is secured, need to know
yeah.
so that we can keep the calendar.
You're
And-
the interim person.
Okay.
I mean, for communication to
Yes.
flow, she has to
Absolutely.
handle the banner.
Right.
Aren't you glad?
Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome.
I will always
I'm good.
remember you for that.
And that we need to know the dates when we set up the, I mean,
Yeah.
as, on the website as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's a constant
Right,
updating.
right, it
Yes.
is.
And you find out the venues, like the senior center, they're more involved with the venue of contact and communicating
Right.
than the school would be with
Right.
theirs, or Nichols College this
Yes.
year. And I understand that didn't take place when it was supposed to.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
But-
so,
Really? Jeez.
Okay, so where are we at then? Audrey,
I'll be responsible for letting everyone know
okay, when there's a date change. Okay.
And how will I know
How,
the date is
well,
changed?
that's the,
Well-
that's
That's where
what we
it's
have to,
communicated
yeah, no,
with-
that's what we
This
have
is,
to
I
tell.
think, well,
The
we need
venue
to,
has would have to
there-
say,
Yeah.
the
there are a
venue's
couple
the one, they're the
things-
first ones that are gonna know.
there are a couple of
I
things that we
thought
need
so
to
too,
think
but
about.
that wasn't the
Yeah.
That
case.
wasn't the case, no.
And one thing is, like Joanne just said, Nancy's here all the time checking the mailbox because she doesn't know when they're gonna, because even if they have their performance today, they may not send in their request for payment for 3 weeks. So, does it make sense? I don't know.
I'm just
And I don't know
bringing
how-
these thoughts
No,
up.
but I'm just,
bringing
no,
them up.
and I'm trying to think of how we can make this process easier,
Mm-hmm.
because I never come to the town hall,
I don't
Right.
either.
you know?
No offense, but.
No, but you don't want the bills just sitting there either.
Where's the sheet that had the date, the list of all the, you know, the programs and the ones that were changed?
Oh, that was on the treasurer's report.
Right?
How would you feel about having your name and address
I was
so that they
thinking
get
of
mailed directly
that. I
to
was
you?
thinking of that because
I mean,
I have no problem.
In the letter, you could certainly say, instead of mailing it to here,
Yeah,
mail it to you directly
I have no problem.
as the
with that.
treasurer.
Well, as a.
That would make
I'm
life
a
easier.
treasurer, I would want them to do that.
Yeah, because
That
I'm not,
makes sense.
yeah.
That would make life
Can't keep
easier.
coming back and
No.
forth for
No,
one check.
exactly, every
And
day,
that could-
you
that's-
know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
good,
crazy.
that's
Yeah.
good.
I mean,
And even if the person could give you a heads up, I'm sending it,
yep,
even that is, it's in the works, it's
Well,
out
yeah, that's
the door.
always nice to know that you
Yeah.
can expect.
Expected, exactly.
That's what I tell my
think send it
Because-
colleagues
to
all the
me
time.
and,
Let me
and
know if you're
and
mad.
In the
email,
letter,
send me an email.
the
and-
instructions,
Yeah.
I have to put where to send it.
Yeah,
So I could just send it to you
yeah.
with your home address if you don't have a problem with that.
I don't have.
Do you
a
want
problem.
them to call you or email you?
Email or call, please.
Yeah, and we
Heads
could
up.
always put an email for contact information.
Yeah, that's true.
It would
yeah.
make life easier.
It would, it really would.
All right.
So I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first thing, now we've already forgotten the second thing.
There's something about the Nichols College program. All it said in the application was spring of 2018.
Right,
Yeah.
So it
And
did,
that's
it
where-
has occurred.
No,
It
it
hasn't
says
happened.
been
Which
changed
one
to
was
fall.
Which
Oh,
one was
that
it?
was-
It says been changed to fall.
That was the,
Yeah, number 6, 44-6.
that was 6, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. So
Jeez.
my second thought was in the approval letter, because that approval letter, we have kind of a standard format, but we can add and, do whatever we want with it.
Uh-huh.
So what if we put in the approval letter that says something about if your date has not been secured or it changes, you must notify us. And again, put a contact person. And that way,
Yeah, because they'll still have the venue.
they will
Yeah.
still have the venue.
They have to have the venue.
But if the date changes,
Yeah,
notify us.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah.
And we
So
could
that's
put,
on the approval, so the venue could take place 2 months, 3 months later,
Yeah.
and they could send their check even sometime after that. I was trying to say if it could be her name again,
oh,
but I don't think so.
no, I don't think so. I think that would be a
Yeah.
different
Yeah,
person. Audrey, would you take that on?
let's do that one more time, we did it together.
Ginny,
Ginny's
Have a
gonna get the
problem.
big one.
I'm confused now. You're gonna do
Devil's
what?
advocate.
No, Audrey's gonna
Okay.
be the recipient of the communication for a change of date.
Okay. And then,
I'm nowhere,
Then,
I'm
then
nothing.
Audrey should have access to change the website. to
no,
change the
and
date.
then I will notify you that the
Right.
date has been changed.
Right, Jenny?
Hey, I'm in enough trouble.
But actually, perhaps Ginny could change the website.
Oh, that's an excellent idea.
Since Joanne is now treasurer and has taken on more responsibility.
I don't mind, I
You
don't mind
trust
that.
me?
That's
foolish
the easy,
people.
that's the easy part.
I like easy.
So
And
I will let you
Audrey,
know.
could we use, how would you want them to communicate that? By email or telephone or?
Probably telephone is the best, well, may want to get an unidentified name, number, sometimes I don't answer it.
Yeah.
do you have an answering?
I guess, I'm sorry?
Do you have an answering? machine?
Yeah, I do have an answering machine.
You can think about it.
Yeah.
We're not ready to
Use my
send those
home
out
phone
yet.
for
I
that.
mean, that person will definitely leave a message.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
They're going through the trouble to call.
Yeah.
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 They would leave a message.
So you can think about how you want that communicated. We do email, we could
Yeah,
do,
but what does your answering machine say?
Leave a message.
That's it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I don't know,
okay,
I don't
good
listen
enough.
to it. This is a long time ago.
okay. So basically what we're going to do is in the approval letters, we're going to ask them to send their reimbursement requests directly to the treasurer at her home address. And we're going to ask them that if their date changes or has not yet been secured, that as soon as it is secured, to contact Audrey with the information. And then Audrey will communicate that to Joanne so that the website can be updated. And then she'll know also when to start looking for that reimbursement form.
Mm, good point.
So it'll serve both
That's a good point,
purposes.
yeah.
Okay?
Who does it currently go to, the reimbursement?
I'm sorry?
To whom does the current?
It goes to the treasurer's name,
here.
but here,
Okay.
here. Which meant that Nancy would have to come at least once or twice a week to check the mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else about the banner or? Funding updates from what I've seen and messages, and you've probably all gotten the same message. It looks like it's gonna be level funded and we'll probably get the same amount,
Plus
But-
250.
plus 250. Okay, and everybody is getting those messages, right?
Yes,
Um,
yeah.
From Charlotte Cutter.
Mhm.
Okay. This evening's meeting, I believe there are 5 of us
Yeah.
going.
I think I
No,
should.
it's cut down.
Oh, uh-oh.
Audrey can't go.
Oh,
I'll go.
okay,
I'll
I'm
take
going.
more
All right, now
ibuprofen.
how do you want to coordinate? I said I would pick Jonah.
Okay, do you want me to meet at your house? I can do that.
You know what, I could skip over and pick you up. That's no big deal. I could spit
Around the corner.
And then we'll pick
What
her
time
up
is-
and then you.
What
Okay.
time
Well,
is
wait,
this? What time is
we're
this?
coordinating the
6.
map first.
It starts at
It
6.
starts
So-
at 6.
Traffic on West Main is horrible around that time. There's always a line of cars. I don't don't know if I should meet you instead.
Well, you can do whatever you
It
want.
might be easier.
She gotta
It's
pick me up.
terrible because, and you know, our driveway is tough.
All right, can you come to my house? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it might be better.
All right, so that's fine. What time? I will have picked you up already, okay?
Okay,
And then if she comes to my house, and then we'll pick
And then
Mary
we'll go
up
pick her
and
up.
scoot away.
okay.
She could come to my house. Come to my
Whichever is
house,
easier.
you know where I live? You know St.
Yeah, I
Anthony's
went
Church?
there once.
Yeah, why don't you come to my house and then you can pick up
Okay,
where you want to stop.
You're right after St. Anthony Street?
From West Main Street, I'm 2 houses before. I'm the
Before.
7th house on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the 7th house on the right, tan with black shutters.
Yeah, that's even
Yeah, if you
easier.
come from Airport
I
Road,
can
then
back- back out sometime into the road. It's terrible. It varies sometimes.
What time would you like to
you
leave?
tell me. Well, what
It's
time
like-
do we
Where we
want to
going?
get
Auburn
Okay,
there?
so it's,
Yeah,
you
Auburn
gotta,
High
you gotta
School.
consider half hour to.
half hour.
Yeah.
To the high school.
So, a half hour, let's say half hour from Mary's house, just to be safe, because you might have a little traffic at
So
commuter
pick me up
time.
at 5:45. I mean,
Sure.
no. We have to be there at 6.
Oh, we have
Oh, we
there
have
at
to be
6,
there.
yeah, so you
Does
come at
anybody have
5.
any idea
5:30.
where it is at the high
5:15.
school?
No.
Say around 5:15.
No.
or
5:15,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm picking
think
you
so.
up, or
Yeah.
I'm at your house? What?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm
you're-
at your
you're-
house at
you're
5:30.
driving, You decide, yeah.
I'm at your house
Pick
at
me up at 5:15.
5:15. I'll be there a few
Okay,
minutes
so it'll
early.
be shortly after 5. So you'll be at my house by between 5 and 5:15, no later than 5:15.
Oh, okay.
No, right.
Oh, we're gonna be the first picked up.
No. I think-
Denise.
Oh,
then
We're the
us,
last pickup,
you're the last pickup.
The 2 of us.
Just picking me up at 5,
I-
5:10, I'll be ready.
5:10.
I'll get there for 5.
Okay.
But,
She's gonna get there for 5.
That's all
I
right.
don't know, but,
You
I
can
don't
have
know
something
I
to
where.
do.
am concerned
have a
about
hint
the
of
walking.
where?
I'm
Is
sorry.
it at the high school?
It's at
Yeah,
the
I
high
don't know if we're talking
I'm-
a gym, a
I'm thinking
room,
auditorium, but
Yeah.
I'm not,
sorry.
I don't
We'll
know.
try to let you off. Maybe somebody
Oh.
can go in and find out.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
All
That's
right,
why
so we
we
need to be
like
there
start at the-
earlier.
we'll start at the lower level,
Okay,
and I'll run in and see,
okay. So we want to be there
because
at,
otherwise we'll go park in the
we
other
want to
level.
be there at 5:15. Because we got to find the room, drop her off, park, okay, in case it's crowded. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah,
You
that's
tell
fine
me
with
what
me.
time.
All right, so you were going to be at her house at,
5,
well, that's not good if we're going to be there
quarter
at
of
5.
5. Okay?
Sure.
Quarter of 5.
Well,
No, we don't want to be there.
We're
What
gonna
am
be
I
leaving
saying?
pretty soon.
Be
We
there
wanna be there
at
at 5:30.
5:30, we want to be there. So
So-
tell me what time to pick up. So am I picking you up at
10 minutes of 5.
10 minutes of 5?
Didn't it say, did the invitation say where? It must have said.
It didn't
where.
say where,
No,
it just said
It
Auburn
also
High School.
said if you
Yeah.
have any questions about, like
Well, that's okay.
accessibility,
Stop
I
in front
never
of the door,
heard
run in.
anymore,
Okay.
but I
If not, we'll go
mentioned,
to the upper level.
Okay.
you know, he mentioned something about the walking in one
But
of the
that's
emails.
strange, so wouldn't the high school have a ramp? I mean, they have students.
Well, there are 2
Do
different
you-
entrances to the high
John,
school
do you
business.
use
There's
a
level
walker
and
or
level.
I've never
anything?
been, I've never.
I have a
So,
rollator,
kids
but
go
I don't
there,
really
my
know how to
grandkids
use it
go
very well. It's in the
Oh.
trunk of my car.
Oh, I was going to say, because I could make sure my,
It's
Trunk
a
is
rollator
empty.
It's sort of like a walker and a seat, which I get, you know, I get pain very quickly, but I recover very quickly. Where sitting is helpful, but I don't use it much.
oh, okay. Well, I
I'm
just
not
want to
used
know if I should
I'm not
empty
sure
my
about
trunk.
opening, I'm not sure how to open it and close it.
Oh, well, okay, we're
Somebody
past.
gave it to me and,
We good?
We're good? I'll see you at 10 or 5.
10 of 5.
Okay, and we'll network and see what we can find out tonight, hopefully. Our next meeting is scheduled. We have a motion
It
to
is.
adjourn.
So moved.
The next meeting is scheduled?
August 15th.
August
Oh,
15th
August 15th.
at
right.
10
You want me
a.m.
to go look at it? I went through it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I thought, I was
Okay.
thinking about the meeting after that.
Adjourned. Thank you.
about 11.